Hello and welcome back. All of you who've been following for a while, you may have noticed I've been getting stuff out slower, and that's mainly due to pregnancy. But mostly for the fact that my kids have been getting sick so much. And then I unfortunately got sick one of those times and was on the couch for a little bit. Only once out of the four. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can do math. Yeah, unfortunately, I got sick and the kids were sick, and it just took up a bunch of time, and managing appointments in between all of that was just, it was a bit much. So I haven't had very much production going on as far as the YouTube channel or even my Instagram. If you've been on there, I post the occasional meme, but as far as like longer posts, I haven't gotten to. So hopefully I'm gonna get back to that a little bit more now that everybody is well. I hope, fingers crossed, nobody else gets sick, please. We're not gonna do a 5th time in a row. My kids' immune systems better be tanks by now. Also, I'd like to say hello to all the new subscribers. Overnight, it feels like. I got a couple extra 100 more subscribers than in the past. So I think this is a very appropriate video, kind of a Q&A. If you are curious to where I'm pulling these questions from, they mostly come from people on Instagram who follow my account. So I'm doing a Q&A drawing from those questions that I thought were interesting. By the way, I'm going to put chapters down below because you guys asked me some complex questions, and some of them I can answer fast and some of them I go on a little longer detail. So if you are not interested in hearing a question, you can skip to another one if you go down below and look at the chapters. Let's jump in and chat and hang out. First question. Your skin looks so nice. What is your skincare routine? A lot of you have said this, and I feel like you're really sweet because I feel like my skin is not bad, but it's not like
good, really good.
You know, maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm looking at too many Instagram filters. Some of the people who have asked me this question actually know me in person and see me at church, so I guess you do know what my skin actually looks like. You've seen it up close. My skin has come a long way though, I will say. In my early 20s, I had terrible acne and scarring and cystic acne. It was just a hot mess. I feel like I could never leave the house without foundation because my skin was so bad. And now the nice thing is, like, my skin is not in such a terrible condition, which is really nice and freeing. I love makeup. I enjoy wearing makeup. It's a fun artistic thing for me to do. My husband likes it, but it's nice to have the freedom to feel like your skin doesn't make you look sloppy. You know what I mean? Like, some people's skin just like looks good and they go out and nobody thinks anything of it. You don't look unpresentable, you don't look unclean, but my skin was so in such a poor condition that I felt unkept going out. People would ask me if I was okay or if I was unwell, and it was just, it wasn't a good time. First thing that I did to correct this that I stumbled upon was diet. I was unaware that refined sugar and even corn, certain foods like that, soy, seed oils, those sort of things were breaking me out. And once I went off of all of that, my acne cleared up, and it only came for hormonal reasons like ovulation, or even right now, occasional pregnancy acne. As far as washing goes, but too disgusted, okay? Okay. I mean, you can be disgusted. I can't tell you what to do, but I maybe use soap once a week. Or every other week. I know, does that sound terrible? I don't use soap. It really irritates my skin, and it doesn't break me out, but it just makes it kind of weird and rashy, and it's kind of painful. I don't know why. I've tried all sorts of natural soaps, and I'm sure there's a soap out there that's gentle and great, but I just haven't gotten around to just wasting the money to figure that out. I found that just water and a washcloth work fine. And that is what I use, water and a washcloth. If I want to be extra fancy, I will, in the shower, use honey on my face. That is excellent for removing blackheads, in my opinion, if you do it just right. Don't put too much water on your face. Just kind of put it on your face as a paste and rub it around, and it really pulls out stuff. And it gives your skin like a really nice, healthy, balanced glow. And I think that is because of the probiotics. So make sure it's raw honey and not like pasteurized honey, because obviously you won't get that same benefit. I mean, maybe you will, but I would doubt it. So honey and water, Those are my secret weapon. If my skin is needing moisturizing, which it almost never does. I've been oily since I've been a child. If human oil was a commodity, I would be a little wealthier. I'm just...
That, you know, and they ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
I'm just saying, I have so much oil in my hair, in my face. I know, not spicy. So I never moisturize hardly ever unless I get like a sunburn or I do like a clay mask or something for something extra special right before a wedding. Postpartum too, I will dry out for a month or two. Right after I have a baby for a short period, I dry out. Don't know why. If you know why, tell me down in the comments below because I'd like to know. I don't use any sort of fancy moisturizer. I honestly just go to my kitchen and I get grass-fed beef tallow. And that works fantastic. That is even great as a lip moisturizer. I don't think I found anything else that works better for me. You don't need a lot of it. You will slip and slide to the North Pole if you use too much. A little dab goes a long way on your face. For acne, the best thing I have found is iodine and tea tree oil. My favorite iodine for topical use on my face is the iodine from Global Healing Center. That stuff works really great. You're really supposed to ingest it, but I don't. My skin absorbs it anyways. It gets in me somehow, so win-win. Beauty and health. Yeah, I just take the iodine and I put it all over my face and it turns me a little Trumpy orange. So that happens. I eventually absorb it. So I do this at night. And then on the spots of the acne, I will put a dot of tea tree oil. If you are drier skinned, I would use a carrier oil with your tea tree oil so you do not burn yourself. But because once again, I am an oily mess, I do not need a carrier oil. My face already has a carrier oil all over it. That is what I do for my skincare. Next question, what do you think of Christians getting Botox and plastic surgery? Would you ever get it yourself? Wow, is this quite the question. Honestly, I have been pondering this myself and I haven't come to a total conclusion. Is it sin? Is it not? But I can tell you my thoughts for now, so don't completely hold me to it, but this is how I'm thinking for now, for me. First off, when it comes to things like, let's say, cleft palate, or some people have what's called a deviated septum. I have it. It makes breathing a little more difficult. For some people, it's a little more severe. I don't think getting plastic surgery for those things is wrong in any way. I think that's good because it improves their quality of life and their health. And so you gotta keep in mind, like, we live in a fallen world. People are gonna have defects and things that make their life more difficult. And if it can be improved through a medical intervention like plastic surgery, I think that's a great and positive thing. So I think plastic surgery and those like sort of medical interventions in those situations are a good and positive thing and not sinful in any way. And then I've known some people to even get Botox for chronic headaches and it'd be successful. So I don't see those as a bad thing. I think the real question is, and where the line gets a little blurry, is it okay or is it sin to pursue cosmetic things like Botox and lip injections and breast implants, you know, just altering your face to look more attractive. Now, some of my videos, as far as my clothing videos go, there have been individuals who have argued with me it is not Christian to try to look attractive, which I disagree with. Please give me a passage of scripture not taken out of context that it is sinful to try to look attractive. Now, the Bible does speak of that our pursuit of being attractive should not be greater than the pursuit of the beauty of our hearts. And it definitely should not become an idol. And that's what I think Paul was talking about in the New Testament. You had women having these golden braids, and we're talking like hairdos that literally cost thousands of dollars. I mean, not that they had dollars back then. You know what I mean. They were probably on a gold currency. Literally had gold braided in their hair. And there was such a focus on extravagance versus inward beauty. And I think that applies also to plastic surgery. I think in some ways it may not be a sin. There are situations I think pursuing attractiveness is a good and positive thing, especially if it helps you to fulfill the role that God has personally given you. For example, the main reason why I pursue being attractive myself is because my husband loves it. He likes that I take care of myself. He likes that I take care of my health. I try to do different things with my hair. By the way, I'm trying something different with my hair. Tell me if it looks cute and vintage or just terribly juvenile. Just, you can let me have it down in the comments. We are supposed to be a safe place for our spouse to exercise their sexual desires and for us to multiply, and it's something beautiful for us to share in with each other. I think a part of that is trying to be attractive to that person, and that might be different for everybody. For some men, they like makeup and some don't, and some men have different preferences. But for my husband, he enjoys that I pursue trying to not let myself go and to be as attractive as I can within reason. So what we've decided for me as far as plastic surgery goes, it's just a no. There's that fear of me just opening up that door of obsession of alteration. I don't think it's going to do anything to change any sort of value in eternity. So plastic surgery for that partly reason is a no. The other reason is more and more women have been coming out talking about the effects of implants in their chest and on their bottoms, causing them illness and getting autoimmune conditions and having them removed and having to go through cleanses to remove all the toxins that have leaked from them. That is frightening to me. I mean, that is frightening to my husband. It's not worth risking a little extra beauty to sacrifice your health. Is it possible we are missing and we don't yet know what Botox and fillers do because nobody wants to do the long-term studies and those effects from them because it is such a multi-million-dollar industry? That makes me nervous for health reasons. So we've decided no on putting things into my body because I have such an overactive immune system. I'm afraid I would do a lip injection and set off an autoimmune condition again, and it just wouldn't be worth it. We're much happier with me just doing what I can with my makeup and my hair and accepting that I'm gonna age. I'm going to get wrinkles. My hair is going to turn gray. There's something special to aging with grace as opposed to just fighting it. Nancy Pelosi, she's 83. She doesn't look terrible for her age, but man, you can tell there's some alterations going on there. You know, there's just a look of the Botox. I just rather would have the wrinkles, I think. I'll just leave it at that. It was a little long-winded, but it was a loaded question, okay? Next question. How do you bounce back so fast after giving birth? Ha, ha, ha. I don't. If we're defining bounce back as your pre-pregnancy body, fastest I've ever been able to do that was about a year. So in my mind, that's not super fast. I definitely have tips on not letting yourself go in that period, that getting from A to, B, but I don't bounce back super quick like some moms you see on Instagram. I think that's great that some moms can, but for me personally, I don't get back to my pre-pregnancy body until my organs go back together and my baby is weaned. I don't lose the last little bit of fat and my chest doesn't shrink back down and I don't get back to my old clothes until those things happen. The things that I do though, however, to help me bounce back in appearance is by understanding how to dress my nursing and postpartum body. It is very different from my pre-pregnancy body. You've got a bigger chest, you've got a belly that is shaped a little different because your organs are still going back into place. With my first pregnancy, my abs and everything went right back together right away. That didn't happen with my second baby. It took about 7 months. I don't know how it's gonna go this time. Maybe it'll be faster, maybe it won't. Sometimes we tell ourselves postpartum like, oh, we look ugly, our body's not beautiful. And so I should just wait until it's back to normal to go and get clothes for my body that look good and attractive on me. If you plan to have multiple children, I think that's a bad idea. I think you should just go ahead and have a wardrobe for postpartum and nursing. You don't know how long it's gonna take for everything to go back. And so I think it's good to have those clothing for in between. You don't need a lot of it, just some of it. Even if your organs go right back together and your tummy looks great, your chest is a little bit larger, and learning to dress a large chest is a little bit different. It is very different because you could look a lot bigger than you really are if you don't have clothes fitted just right. And then you have the other issue of making sure it's nursing friendly, that the baby can access the milk. So also I suggest doing something beauty treatment wise that kind of cheers you up, but that's easy and easy to maintain. And some people, like a lot of my mama friends, have done like haircuts. They cut their hair just a little bit shorter in a way that's easier to maintain. Maybe got some fun layers or highlights or balayage if they're able to do that. I haven't done that, but if that's you and you want to try something new that might make you feel a little less bummed about not being back to your normal size and just a little more confident, hair is a great place to go. What I liked, the thing that brightened up my day, was magnetic false lashes. It's just kind of an easy, quick, inexpensive way to dress up your face really fast. I know some people do extensions and that might be easier and easier to maintain. I just haven't gotten into spending the money in that. Also, I worry about like rolling at night and then making them look like all smushed, you know what I mean? Like you've seen some people who their eyelashes look kind of tangled, and I'm afraid that I'll get that look. So I just do the cheap magnetic lashes. I bought a set like on Prime Day for $7 and it lasted me almost a year. 10 pairs in there and you can keep wearing them over and over. And the awesome thing is you don't have to sleep in them. You don't have to wear them every day. Just on the days you want to feel a little extra, really cheap change that you can do. But just kind of find something that's a little extra new, a little easy, that just makes you feel like pretty. It might be a new lipstick, it might be a new lip gloss, it might be a blush or something like that, or a hair accessory. Treat yourself to something different that will cheer you up and get you out of that like front mood. I just want you to remember though, like it's okay not to completely bounce back right away. Be happy for the moms who bounce back really fast. But if it's not you, her results are not your failures. Your body may have a very different timeline. You just have to do the best you can with what you're given, with diet, making sure you're eating appropriately and dressing with what you've got, and not coveting and being upset at ourselves and then feeling there is failure because somebody else is doing it better. Focus on just being grateful for where you're at and have realistic expectations. Have a plan how you're going to get from point A to point B, but have realistic expectations for yourself and don't worry. Give it that time. Wait, especially until that baby is weaned. I feel like I'm sweating and my hair is getting frizzier in here. I turned off the air conditioning in my house. I live in Texas. It's been hot. I've had 3 chickens die from the heat. But I turned off the air conditioning because it makes so much noise and ruins the audio. So anyways, all right, so next question. I am in the season of my life where my body is always changing shape. I'm either postpartum and nursing, or my baby is finally weaned and my body is completely a different shape, or I get pregnant all over again. I noticed that you take care to dress nice for yourself and your husband. How do you manage a wardrobe as a mother whose body is always changing? Yeah, I hear you. This is a very good question, and it took me my second pregnancy to kind of figure it out, and I think by the third pregnancy now I have a system. I just want to say, I do not keep clothing in my wardrobe that I cannot currently wear. Nobody needs that negativity in their life. Also, it makes your getting ready a lot more difficult. You're trying to dig through what fits and what doesn't fit. So as it doesn't fit, don't keep it in your wardrobe, put it in one of your box systems. And what I have come to is what I call a 4-box system. I have 4 boxes that I store clothes in. So first box is winter clothing. That's where I keep my few coats. I don't have very many because it is really hot where I live and it doesn't stay cold very long. And I have my boots and my winter shoes and my scarves, that sort of thing. That's box number 1. Box number 2 is my pregnancy box. So everything that I would wear from first trimester to third trimester clothing, actually take that back. First trimester, I mostly actually wear postpartum clothing. So second trimester and third trimester on the same box. So I have all my pregnancy clothes in box number 2, and box number 3 is my postpartum clothes. So nursing friendly clothes that tend to fit a little bit bigger and more flattering on a postpartum body. That is in that box. The 4th box is for when my baby is weaned and I've lost all the weight and I am back to my pre-pregnancy size. That way I have 4 boxes to cycle through. As the those periods come. And I'm not sad or depressed like when my body changes as much because I'm prepared and I have a box for that. So that's how I manage it. It keeps you from getting too much, but then you have the right clothes for each body size. So that's how I do it. I don't know if it's the right answer, but that's what I do. Last question. From what I understand, postpartum periods are difficult, and I've seen a lot of YouTubers quit after having a baby. Will you be leaving YouTube and Instagram when your baby is newly born? Yes and no. I'll be leaving for a period, just because both of my kids have had tongue ties and the nursing has been extremely difficult. It requires me to do lots of pumping to preserve the milk and lots of lactation appointments and times that I take aside to do exercises to help my child's tongue reform properly so that they can nurse. Fully focus on survival and getting that baby to nurse, because nursing is very important to me. Once I get those things under control, I do plan to return to Instagram and YouTube. I might post a little on Instagram. I will come back. It'll just be likely some months off. And when I do come back, it might be like it is right now. Instead of a video every week or every other week, it might be once a month or once every 3 weeks. As time goes on, I do hope to get back to it more full-time, but my family, and especially my newborn baby, is gonna be top priority. But I don't plan on giving up. This is my 3rd living child. I think that hopefully I will figure out a system quicker. We will find out. That's all the questions for today. This seems like it was a very lengthy episode, but I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed the Q&A and you have more questions for me that you would like for me to answer on camera, you can contact me through my Instagram on Anna Westphalia. Have a good day. I'm rooting for you.